Lego Star Wars fans, are you guys happy with these May the 4th sets? We're going to be rating each Lego Star Wars May the 4th set. The Clone Commander Cody Brickheads. Daniel, Leo, what would you give this 1 through 10?
A 4. This is also coming from a non-Brickheads fan, but this just looks wonky because when you look at it, it's like, wait, it's like a square, but clones aren't square. They're rounded.
That's how all Brickheads are. It is cool to get a Commander Cody Brickheads, right? That is a little bit cool. Because what, do we even have a Captain Rex?
No.
Not even a Captain Rex Brickheads, but a Clone Commander Cody Brickheads. Interesting. So I'll give it a 4. I'm going to go ahead and give it a 5 out of 10. The Bark Speeder Escape. So we finally get to see Jar Jar Binks' actor go through his redemption arc and become a dual lightsaber wielding Jedi with a awesome random scene from The Mandalorian that they thought needed to be necessary, but we're not going to get into the shows. Okay, we're talking about Lego sets. How do you feel about this Bark Speeder, Daniel? What?
It's definitely kind of a throwback to the Clone Wars era sets where you have kind of the small show-based sets, little kind of overblown speeders, stuff like that. I like this though. I'd give it a 6 because you get a new Jedi, which is awesome, and Yoda in his pram, baby Yoda in his pram, which is kind of like a whatever at this point. But
well, I just feel like looking at it, you're like, okay, I'm gonna spend $10, right? But no, it's $30. If you think I'm paying $30 and I'm receiving a side build that looks like it came from Side Build Purgatory, then you got me messed up.
It looks like one of these destroyable structures on Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga. When you're going around on Coruscant and you hit these and you get the studs out of them, that's literally what this is.
It has that going for it. It does look like a destroyable structure from Lego Star Wars. But what is that? Stop with these side builds immediately before I get angry. Anyways, I'm going to give this set maybe a 4 out of 10. I really think it should be cheaper. I know there's multiple figures, but it does not seem like that sort of price. Now let's move into a little bit of black box territory. Prequel fans, are we eating good? We're getting prequel sets. The Mos Espa Pod Race. It is a diorama set, continuing that trend of Lego Star Wars dioramas.
The best thing that you could do with this set is take the pod racers off, put Paul Atreides and Chani on this set, and it is a Dune diorama, and that makes it even better. Wow. Just saying something, because I really like the Phantom Menace, but I don't think this does the pod race scene justice at all.
Well, it's because we would like a Sebulba, right? We would like an actual minifigure pod racer. What did that? I would buy that in an instant, but I would not buy this, and I think that's the determining factor, is not being minifigure scale and just being a sort of desk piece. But some people may be into that, so let us know. I think the price isn't confirmed yet, but it does have 718 pieces, so a nice palatable build. 1 through 10, I'm gonna give it a 5.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it like a 3. I really don't like it.
And I'm like, Phantom Menace, I love Phantom Menace, I love Attack of the Clones, and I love Revenge of the Sith. Even though people say that's the worst Star Wars movie, that's what I grew up with, so I'm gonna be biased towards it. But I would just never buy this set. The buildable droideka. Okay, you know, we're cooking a little bit, right? It is 583 pieces. We don't have a price yet, but that's a nice palatable brick. Like, this would be a fun, nice build, and I'm getting tempted to buy it just talking about it now, because droidekas are very underrepresented within Lego form. We do have so many stormtroopers, and we've had a lot of regular droids, but we don't get a lot of droidekas. So having a whole big build, which even does come with a smaller droideka, is really nice, actually. Like, that's, you know, that's almost like a droideka minifigure. That's as close as it could get. So as we see on the back of the box here, the roll-up function, iconic, and wow, it looks really accurate to the movie. You know, granted, we won't tell until we actually play with it in real life how good it rolls up, and I'm not sure if there's really a play set, you're meant to roll it around, but just for display. So we'll see how good that function integrates, but I'm kind of impressed with this one. What do you think?
I think it looks pretty much as well as it could have. The minifig scale one is just like whatever, because it really could use a shield. That would really put it up kind of at a next tier, because that's such a key component of the droideka, and why there's such a threat is because they have the shield. If there was some way to do that, that would be awesome, but otherwise the actual build itself is really cool with the rolling function, and thank goodness they included that. I like it. I would give it a 7.
I'm giving this one like an 8 or 9 out of 10. Really cool. This is the kind of stuff I'd want to see from Star Wars at a bare minimum. The Sith Infiltrator. Yes, us prequel fans be eating good. We're eating good, because the Sith Infiltrator is Darth Maul's flagship signature ship from A Phantom Menace. Is this better than the first Sith Infiltrator that we received? We'll leave that up to Daniel Lewa.
So we've actually received 5 different Sith Infiltrators over the years that are minifig scale, and I don't think this is the best one. I think it looks pretty good, but there's some wonky design aspects to it, like the front nose being sticking up a little bit. Some of the older ones I think look a little better, but this captures the vibe. It has the necessary figs. It's missing Watto, which the previous one had. It really seems like they are just taking the most basic route when it comes to the Phantom Menace sets. They're like, okay, not really going to do any new figs. We're just going to do what we have and get you something for the anniversary, but no Sebulba, Watto, any of those guys, which is too bad. Not even a Padme, no Padme. So it feels like it's the bare minimum of what they could do, and that's too bad.
And yeah, this is one of the only like minifigure play sets that we get from May the 4th. It's like this and the Bark Speeder. So for us minifigure fans, we're kind of starving. Granted, we do have a anniversary figure in Saw Gerrera, and he's pretty greened out. Like, it's kind of reminiscent of the Green Goblin from the No Way Home set, where he's just like the bright green, and you're like, I don't remember him. I remember him being a little more dirty and down rather than this shiny and bright. So I don't know how they could have solved that in Lego form, and maybe you can't, but the figure itself does look kind of cool.
The figure is really cool, except it should not be green. That's like a massive oversight. They took all the green dye they should have put in Jason Sandula's hair, and they put it in this guy. Because this should be either dark gray, light gray, black, even dark blue, I think would work better than dark gray. So this is like the weirdest color choice here, but...
I don't know what version of Saw Gerrera this is pulling from, because he's appeared in every single Star Wars spin-off known to man. So maybe there is a bright green version that I'm not aware of, but the commenters are going to have to let us know on that. What would you rate the Sith Infiltrator on 1 through 10?
6 again.
Okay, yeah, I'll give it a 6 or 7. I agree with you. If you're going deep into the prequels and the Phantom Menace timeline, do like a minifigure scale MTT. Include the droidicars, include a bunch of droids, include some Gungans. Let's get deep into the roots of what the prequel saga is. Sorry for the shirt change, but we had to re-record because as of the time of this recording, it's been released images of the new UCS TIE Interceptor, which will be part of the May 4th Star Wars sets. So we're going to go ahead and rate this one 1 through 10 as well.
I think it's beautiful. It really captures the shaping, the energy, and everything about the TIE Interceptor. About the TIE Interceptor, which is a beautiful ship from all angles, and this is a huge improvement over the original UCS TIE Interceptor. Whether or not that makes it better than the play scale TIE Interceptor that we got just last year is another question.
It's almost like the perfect size because, well, I don't know about perfect, but it's almost too minifigure scale, like as if it was a person. Like, I'm pretty sure you can actually put your minifigure in here. Yeah.
It may feel a little too jumbo for the character, but you could put them in there.
That's cool. It does come with one TIE Interceptor pilot, which possibly the most detailed one we received, because this one actually has arm printing on it with the Imperial logo and everything. So you do get the one singular minifigure and the one singular mouse droid, which is nice that those are included. I will admit that the panels on both the wings do look pretty barren, like stud exposed, which I understand. If you look at a picture of the TIE Interceptor from the movies or a model of it, it has that kind of bumpy texture all across it, so it works to have the studs like that. But for some reason, in a Lego form, does come off a little unfinished, because when you get those bigger UCS sets and more expensive sets, you expect more studs to be covered up and polished off to the maximum amount of detail. So I'm wondering if possibly there was something that could have been done to add a little bit more, whether it's with tiles or something, or maybe this was just the optimal solution on both sides of the wings. 1 out of 10, what do you think about this one?
Design-wise, I think it's a 9 for sure.
Yeah, I'll agree with you. It's probably a 9. There is one last final thing, and that is a gift with purchase, the May the 4th promo GWP. If you exceed $160 or pounds from, looks like May 1st to the 5th, then you will get this Trade Federation troop carrier. And it kind of coincides with what Daniel Lewa and I were saying earlier about, wouldn't it have been nice to celebrate the Phantom Menace with a MTT? And they're teasing us with this one with the troop carrier, but I think it's welcomed, right? A droid battle pack. It's not unwelcome, and it is a cool little vehicle. It's a better vehicle than we get with a lot of battle packs, which are usually some completely obscure, weird clone turret that's literally 2 pieces. So it's welcomed, but it does feel a little strange that we don't have an MTT to go with it. It's just kind of alone, obscure in the wild.
I think it's a big mistake that they made it a GWP, because people are going to want to amass a lot of these.
We're still going to rank it. What would you give it, a 1 through 10?
I think it's awesome. I'll give it a 9.
As a set itself, yeah, I give it a 9, but from a conceptualization standpoint, it's like a 3 or something, because it seems so random. I want to know what the Lego Star Wars fans think. Upset?
Yep.
Happy? What would you have done instead?
Every year, LEGO does something to celebrate May the 4th. Does this feel worthy of the celebration?
Is this going straight to the clearance bin, or is this going directly onto your dusty LEGO Star Wars shelf? Let us know down in the comment section below. And without further ado, see you next time.